And we have Goga here, who is helping us with all the technical things in the presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, greetings from Helsinki, Finland, and thank you for the invitation to give my video presentation in your international conference. My name is Lauri Turmi, and I am CEO of Finnish Lifelong Learning Foundation, which is the oldest private and independent foundation in Finland to support adult education and lifelong learning. I'm also Vice President of EAEA. As you know, Confinter conferences are organized by UNESCO every 12 years, and the results of the conferences, so-called frameworks, give guidelines for adult education and learning globally for the next 12 years period of time. I'm happy to discuss these issues and topics with you. During the past few years, I have been involved in the preparation of Confinter through EAEA and in Finland. I was happy to get invited to Finland's official delegation to Marrakesh last June, and of course it was very important to be involved and give the civil society and adult education perspective to the discussion and finalization of Marrakesh framework of action. And as we can see, we live in a very different world than was the world in 2009 during the Belém conference, which took place in Brazil. And in this respect too, it's essential to update the guidelines for adult education and learning. And we, of course, think that adult education and learning has a very strong role in changing the world to be a better place to live. So there's a lot to do. At least 3 crises are there at the moment at the same time: energy crisis, financial crisis, the war in Ukraine. Of course, some aspects of COVID pandemic are still there, and climate change is threatening our planet, so immediate actions are needed. Therefore, also I would say that the timing for Marrakesh discussions was excellent, because these issues were able to be discussed and involved in the framework of actions. But let's take a look at on the 12 years period of time from Belém to Marrakesh, and which topics have been there in discussion in Finland. Some of the priorities are still very valid if we take a look at on the Belém framework of action: adult literacy, policy, financing, participation, inclusion, quality issues. But of course, it's good to know that the world has changed during the 12 years period of time. So in the original Belém framework, there was no mention on sustainable development or green and digital transition. These came later, because in 2015 the Agenda 2030 and Sustainable Development Goals were then published. But first of all, adult literacy is still very important, even in Finland, which is one of the most literate countries already today. We have a new vision in Finland for our new strategy on literacy to become most literate country in the world by 2030. So, and also the focus is on multiliteracy. And of course, there's still a lot to do to inspire everyone to read and develop the skills throughout the lifetime. In policy and financing issues, we have got one new reform lately in Finland on adult education and learning, It's called a reform on continuous learning, taking into account especially the needs of the labor market, adults and their skills update. And we are very happy that non-formal adult education sector, which is very strong in Finland, is also taken actively involved in this reform, and especially the experience and competencies on basic needs development, inclusion of underrepresented groups, reskilling and upskilling are issues on which the adult education learning from non-formal sector is of importance for the new reform. Participation in Finland has been very high already for decades. About 1/5 of the population participate in adult education and learning annually. But of course there is a challenge. The lifelong learning is accumulated. So the same persons who are interested in learning continue their learning. So therefore also the focus is on underrepresented groups such as immigrants, asylum seekers, unemployed, and so on. Also the quality of adult education learning has been there on agenda in Finland, and lately the latest renewal in non-formal adult education sector was the new development on curricula. So today we have also on non-formal adult education sector competence-based curriculums in order to provide support for individuals on their learning path. So also the recognition of prior learning is something on which we have a strong focus. And also I already discussed the importance of sustainable development. So last year a national roadmap was published for the implementation of Agenda 2030 in the whole country. And also then the actual issue today is the implementation of these SDGs in adult education and learning sector. And combined to digital transition, digital skills level is very high in Finland, especially on younger population, but the digital skills of all citizens is still something to focus with. So these were the actions which have been, I would like to raise, which have affected by Delen framework of action and the later development on sustainable development and green and digital transition. In this respect, we will go further to think about the most important impulses from Confintia itself. I would raise one specific topic. So global collaboration and tight collaboration in preparation process was extremely valuable and essential. So adult education sector and civil society sector was heard in the preparatory process. And thanks for ICAE and EAEA for being driving forces for this collaboration. And also it was a historical moment in the end of the conference when the whole world decided the framework for the next 12 years. So there's a very strong mandate for actions in adult education sector globally. Altogether 142 member countries made the decision, and now it's time to implement the Marrakesh framework of action. From Finland's point of view, I would like to give a list of those topics which we see from our perspective are very important to be involved in the framework and also involved in discussions inside adult education learning sector globally. So we are very happy that civil society was strongly involved in the preparatory process, and it can be seen in the final paper also. I already discussed the green and digital transitions, the importance of reskilling and upskilling in adult education sector. The individual perspective is of important on development of every citizens. Also the wider perspective of employers not to be only working places, but also the role is to support adult education and learning and organize adult education and learning and be involved in the development of education and learning. And of course, I also mentioned how important it's from the lifelong learning perspective is to recognize the prior learning and have processes for that. And also we're very happy that the skills are discussed from the wide perspective, so it includes basic life and work skills and also literacy skills, which are also included in the data skills, media skills, visual skills, media literacy skills. So skills from wide perspective is from our perspective very important to have in the brain. But of course, there's no air without high quality teachers, so teachers' education, which is mentioned, teachers and trainers' education, which is mentioned in the framework, is of importance. I'm thinking about the world today and the crisis in which we live. The global citizenship education is very important. So then thinking about the next steps, we already have started the discussions in Finland how to implement the Marcus framework. So I would say that the strategy is, the best strategy is the commitment through participation, meaning collaboration, co-creation and cooperation. So all parties from the ecosystem of adult education and learning should be invited to be in the planning process of the implementation and also active in implementation. So a very good tool for the implementation would be a roadmap which would be developed in collaboration. And also, it would be very good to have forums like your conference today to discuss about the results and the content of the Marcus framework for action, and also the results which have been reported on adult education and learning globally. The so-called the fifth report, which gives a global view on adult education and learning. So these were the words I would like to share with you, and I would like to thank you and wish you the very best conference. Thank you very much.